Did Joe Girardi Willie betray New York's baseball media by giving the first interview since he was dumped by the Yankees to Ken Rosenthal of The Athletic? Of course, it's Girardi's right to yak to the media member of his choice. And there is no doubt Rosenthal, who also works for Fox Sports, is one of the best in the business. Yet some local scribes, speaking privately, were miffed that Joey Loose Leafs didn't grant his first interview to one of them. One Voice, ESPN 98.7's Michael Kay, who is also the TV voice of the Yankees on Yes, let his feelings be known loud and clear. And he had like he was speaking on behalf of the scorned Lovers Club. Girardi essentially flipped off the entire New York media that has been covering him since 1996, Kay said on the air. Would Kay have felt so bad for the rest of the media if he had gotten the first interview with Girardi? The Kay concocted narrative here is Girardi went to Rosenthal for the express purpose of sticking it to a local media that wasn't always kind to him, a media he sometimes would get prickly with throughout the decade he managed the Bombers. Yet there could be other reasons Girardi granted the interview to Rosenthal. One could be he trusted him implicitly. He also could have perceived Rosenthal and The Athletic as a sympathetic place to land. Or perhaps he knew that he was in a now-in position. No matter who he gave the interview to, someone else was going to be ticked. If he gave the only on one to the beat writer from a particular newspaper, the other beat writers would have freaked. The only way Girardi could have handled this with ultimate equality was to hold a press conference. And after how it went down with the Yankees, it's not a reach to suggest catering to the local media was not on the top of the list in Girardi's binder. Kay, on the air, was either very passionate or downright angry about Girardi's treatment of the media. At one point in his soliloquy, Kay indicated there was a personal element here. He said beyond their professional connection he considered Girardi a friend, who even attended his wedding. When I saw him get interviewed on The Athletic, I texted him and said, since you're talking now, I would like to get you on the radio show, Kay said. So, his Girardi's agent called me back and said Joe has a radio exclusive contract with WFAN through December. Michael Dwyer app Kay voice rising. Joe couldn't call me and tell me that. He couldn't call me himself and tell me to go crap in my head. That would be an ugly sight. Seriously though, Girardi was under no obligation to any particular media outlet. Now, his only obligation is to himself, his family, and how he positions himself for his next gig. At some point in time he will be ready to talk again. Maybe even to Kay. Fanside during his Girardi rant, Kay said if he was running WFAN I would be red hot over Girardi talking to The Athletic because the WFAN pay him a lot of money for a weekly appearance and have him under contract through December. This did not seem to matter to Mike Sports Pope Francesca, who took the situation in stride. When a caller asked why Girardi has not yacked with Francesca, the pontiff said we have discussed it with his agent. We are pursuing it, so expect to hear Girardi on Fan sometime before December 15th. Take that in early October. TV ratings expert Donald John Trump said ESPN's ratings have tanked. The president must not be paying attention to what's happening on First Take. It must not be on his massive viewing schedule. In October, the show, featuring Stephen A. Smith, Max Kellerman and Molly Qerim, had a 53% increase in overall viewership over last year, averaging 465,000 viewers. Also, First Take more than tripled the numbers recorded by the Skip Bayless-led Undisputed on FS1, which averaged 151,000 viewers. Brian Achop images for the Legacy Agency. Obviously, the First Take cast has everything to do with the audience numbers, but don't discount the contribution of Will Super Sub Kane. While his conservative opinions put him on ESPN's list of endangered species, he has the unique ability to get under, way under, the skin of both Smith and Kellerman. Friday, Kane was on the entire show while Kellerman was on assignment for HBO. Was it just me, or was Sassface showing major trepidation, especially when he had to go up against both Kane and Tim Tebow? Nice stuff. Silent GAS history was made on CBS The NFL Today last week. After James Brown reported on Texans owner Bob McNair's inmates comment, he then offered an opinion, and Nate Burleson put his 2 cents in too. So, now it was time to hear from Phil Simms, Bill Cowher and NJ Esiason, right? Not quite. The trio of gasbags, who have opinions on everything, reserve their right to remain silent. Did NFL politics keep them from yicking? Their silence was strange, very strange. Sound bites. The Foxies reported strong viewership numbers for the 7-game World Series. That's good news for the network, but just as meaningful for Major League Baseball is that a robust 38 of a potential maximum 43 postseason games were played this fall. Now that he's running Fox baseball coverage, is there any doubt David Ortiz will return to the postseason studio in 2018? What a disaster. We like this Joel Klatt guy. The Fox college football analyst doesn't tread lightly. After Ohio State vs. Penn State was called for a delay of game, he didn't hesitate to take down Urban Meyer. That, Klatt said without hesitation, is the coaching error. Very nice. Dude of the week, Yu Darvish. While his Game 7 start was a disaster, the Dodgers pitcher had already come up big in the game of life. The composure and tolerance Darvish displayed following the outrageous and offensive display by Houston's Yuli Gurriel is worth recognizing and acknowledging. Darvish's measured response and willingness to find a positive to build on makes him wise beyond his years. Gurriel made a mistake, Darvish said. Hell, learn from it. We're all human beings. Dweeb of the week, Giants organization. What in the wide world of sports is going on in the shadows of MetLife Stadium? Known for being one of the NFL's best-run franchises, the Giants can't win. Players are breaking team rules, and suspensions are being handed out like slices of Papa John's pizza. Point the fingers at Jerry Reese and Ben McAdoo, but don't let ownership skate either. Remember, the big boss men hired these cats and will decide whether they continue leading the organization in the future. Good luck to all involved in this mess. Double talk. What Janice Porzingis said from the Knicks' point of view. Kristaps is the focal point at the moment, so you cannot upset him much or otherwise. At the end of the season, he will say, "It's not so cool." Here, what Janice Porzingis meant to say, "My brother is the only thing the Knicks have to hype, so he must be treated like a spoiled NBA superstar."